The media reaction is split. Some outlets are praising the jury's decision as cautious and prudent, pointing to the insufficient proof of the fatal collision. Other voices are labeling the verdict as a miscarriage of justice, spotlighting what some call excessive reliance on conspiracy theories and flawed investigations. What are we talking about? The legal analysis described the verdict as a compromise as jurors cleared Karen Reed of murder while holding her accountable for DUI in the death of her boyfriend, the police officer. Now, Northeastern law professor Daniel Medved said that the evidence supported only impaired driving, but not the actual murder. Essentially, he was not hit by the car that killed him. And commentators have highlighted how Reed's ability to post bail and shape her own narrative may have influenced the outcome, with the public, the Reed fans, the free Karen Reed folks, and the jury as well, arguing that unlike the less affluent of defendants, she had resources to counter the state's case. Critics also seize on investigative upsets and lapses that were there. A tainted evidence that was collected and biased testimony led to the trooper Proctor, the one that was supposed to be the main guy to make this happen, essentially being aced out from anything to be covered in the trial. This was central to the media debate. Supporters chanted "Free Karen Reed" all across the courthouse, outside, everywhere, and celebrated the movement framed in standing against corruption. Because one of the underlying things in this actual case was people in Boston, people in Massachusetts, people who watch movies essentially believe that Boston police officers are kind of corrupt, kind of bad, and that the fact that she was framed was more likely than she actually was drunk and killed her boyfriend. In contrast, key witnesses and O'Keefe's family are accusing media narratives of fueling those conspiracies, calling the verdict tarnished by misinformation. As far as the broader reflections on the justice system, there are reasons why we're doing commentary. And commentary will shout out to national themes, what's going on to build in the audience going forward. I don't know exactly what's going on in the Boston public, this part there, because I'm not there. Only what I'm getting from people who are calling in the radio shows and saying this is what we feel in Boston. But the themes of trust in law enforcement, themes of bias of class, and the power of the media are shaping courtroom narratives all over. We see it in this trial. We see this right now in the Diddy trial. We saw this way back in OJ and before that. The way the media handles the actual case, where they play up to its own biases and its way of making it a narrative that get people tuning in, reflects how people will see justice being played out. In this case, many people were pulling for Karen Reed and the free Karen Reed stuff because of the justice for whatever class bias. She is affluent. She's also a woman. She's also seen as in the theories that it was a show of corruption where the police officers were trying to frame her either to get out of beating up the boyfriend who was a good guy or just because they didn't like her as a person, and just law enforcement in general. How this will play out in the national narrative going forward, we shall see. As we've seen before, she's not off the hook completely. Off the hook for jail time. There may be a shot at a third trial. I wouldn't go for it, but she still has to see a case that's going to be up for a civil suit, which will just be money for the family. And as a person who seems to be affluent, she might be able to pull that off, but she won't have to do any jail time because this one should be wrapped up in the books.